Hello and welcome. Today is Monday, the 5th day of June 2017. Let's first take a look at the chart called the Bitcoin dominance found on the market cap site, which is coinmarketcap.com. And I know this graphic gets in the way with this bottom data, but the numbers are what's important, as the Bitcoin dominance trend was this sustained downtrend, however you want to draw it. And well, the trend has changed, as it's now, of course, been in this decline. So the trend was, as I shown in here, this part, and now it's straight down. We have Bitcoin below 50% and at 44.5%, with the Ethers very close to 24%, Litecoin 1.6%, Ripple almost 12, Dash a little over 1, New Economic Movement a little over 2, Etherum Classic at 1 2/3, and Monero a little under 3/5 of 1%. And now we try to take a look at this trend. Well, first, how would we play it? And well, within Bitcoins, do you want in or out of them, as that is pretty much everyone's base currency when trading? Well, this sure as heck can help. And well, within the former trend, whenever this would come on the lower end in here, well, that meant Bitcoin prices were declining for the most part, and well, it was time to go long. And then, of course, in the upper end, it was time to sell Bitcoin. But now I look at how things are looking with the downtrend, and where are the correctionary phases within such. You had this one in here, a small gap here, small gap here, and well, one right now through this. So if it's going to continue, look at the size difference on this. You have a little bit of move here, 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 and then here down. So what's this line below? 40%. It's at 44.5, and I would think that it's got to go low, or not got to, but I think it is heading lower to that point. Let's take a look at this chart, move the data to the left so I can see this area a little bit better. And what I can see in here is the blue line, which represents Ethereum within this sideways range, breaking out, and then going up to this high, having this little correctionary phase, and again into this uptrend. So as I'm stating about Bitcoin going south of 40, I now have to think Ethereum is going north of 30. That's what I think as it's heading forward. And I'll be playing it myself in that type of format by holding Ethers. And yesterday I set my first person up with their portfolio, my sister, and how I set it up as having just a quick little plan, putting 1/3 of the Bitcoin into Ethereum, 1/4 of it into extra bytes, 1/10 of it into Doji or Dodge, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know how it's pronounced. And then what's remaining goes into Bitcoin. And then sell orders would be placed on Ethereum, extra bytes, and Doggy. And for areas in which I think is a good level of resistance, but only selling portions, and then looking to buy back at a cheaper price later on. That's the strategy. And 100% of Bitcoins in buy orders. So there was almost 1/3 of a Bitcoin, but that number went lower because I buy orders in for Ether, buy orders in for extra bytes, and buy order in for Doji. And extra bytes did go down to 1051, and it went lower than that too. So now that number goes higher. And just small maintenance, and I think that it's very easy to do well in this game. And this is a aggressive but yet little conservative, because anytime you're going to put Ethers and Bitcoin into your portfolio, it's a conservative, almost like a safe haven cryptocurrency. Things like extra bytes and Doji and many of the other ones are not the safe haven type of cryptos, because many of them are not going to, or could very easily have really bad moments, but they can also have extremely amazing moments that the main ones like Ethereum and Bitcoin will not have. Therefore, it's always smart to have a strategy, game plan when you are risking your portfolio. However, a couple key things to note is that you should be, I think anyway, that you should be in control of your own investments. And this is one way of doing such. With a lot of alternate investing plans, you're really not in that much of control. That's what I like about this. And one of my teachers from the day, YouTuber Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends, back in the day, even today, stating all the time, risk management is job number one. And yeah, but risk reward management, I think, is job number one. And understand your risk, understand your upside potential, and manage such. How are you going to put yourself in the best position for the amazing life-changing gains, if that's what you're looking for? And how is this risk going to affect me? How can I reduce it? How do I manage it? Very, very important. Moving on to the technicals. Previous resistance found support in here. Previous resistance found support a little bit in here. This resistance was supported a little bit. And what's going on right now? Well, she's breaking higher. Now it's in between 26 and 26.50. That when we take a look at this on a 6-hour chart for point A to point B, well, it broke past the key Fibonacci point in here, and it just still continues to go up. So the test of the 27 and change level, it's not that far away. Only 100 basis points to go to such, and we'll see how it works towards that level. But the trend is the buyers still in control of the market. I'm going to finish this off with an XBY, not show the charts, but really talk about the order book strategy, and really for any chart, any code that's worth noticing. And within such, what is important to notice that I can see here? Now, the yellow lines indicate my bids. A bold line usually indicates where someone has a big order in. So what I can see here is this big order at 1100. Someone has decided, yeah, I don't mind putting about 7 Bitcoin, maybe the 0.13 are other people's, either way. I don't mind putting in 5 digits of US dollars in on this code. That says a lot. That does truly say a lot. It also means if there's sellers willing to come in for whatever reason, well, they'll take it. But it also reduces the chances of having the bigger pullbacks. There's a lot of people with 500 buy orders, and I kind of wonder about that. I really do, because I don't know if I'd want to go lower than 750. 700, because, well, first of all, I've been looking at like 3x falls, and the last top area was 1600 and change. We're close to 1700. So if I divide that by 3, gets close to the 600 number. But yeah, 500 was a previous resistance level, and that's still around 3 times if it falls to that point. But if a lot of buyers come in this level, that's going to stop it from having any type of major falls, because once all the people who want to liquidate for whichever reason that they're looking for, well, then they'll liquidate, but the market won't go down as much as previous times. Other things of worth noting. Notice the bid-ask ratio. If you can see that it's so tight. What's this deal? Buying at around 1126 or selling at about 1180 something? You can jump the line very fast, or maybe both. In fact, sometimes I'll see a book like this. Maybe I'm going in town doing something. You know what? Maybe I'll put a order in to, say, buy a couple thousand, say at 1127, assuming I'm not here already. And I'll sell maybe another couple thousand or close to it at 1189 and just leave. One of them will most likely hit, and maybe both, which is fine. And that's just, of course, another strategy worth going through. And then when you see these big buy orders, one Satoshi ahead, I'm going to buy at 1101 now. If there's someone willing to make a big buy at 1100, that's a lot of Bitcoin to sell at this level. And you can say, oh, someone's just putting it's not real. Someone's just saying this and they're going to remove it. And maybe that's the case. But if they are, they're at risk of actually buying the entire thing. If someone says, yeah, I got 7 Bitcoins, or I got 8, let's sell it down to 11. I'll take my profits or even take my losses depending on when they bought. And that's what happens. And then when do people sell after the markets have a move where they have the run where they go up and then a little bit of down move maybe comes and something like that. Well, why do people sell in here? Is there people who bought in here and south that are like, yep, gonna take my profits now? Yeah, there's some of them. And then, of course, there's always day traders, but I'm not going to talk about them because they're always in and out anyway. And then you have those who thought it was smart to buy somewhere in here and then sell for a loss in here. So that's what brings the market down, and why even such a great code can have such a large retracement because of profit taking, people that don't know how to trade or aren't that good at it, that think, yep, let's buy when it's high and sell when it's low. And then that causes the movements. Because in this crypto game, there are going to be so many millionaires and people making enormous profits. But even with markets going as high as this, I got to assume there's a decent amount of people that are losing due to poor trading skills. It's unfortunate, but you know what, though? That's how the game works. And of course, those people do fuel those whom do well in the game. Let's continue on further now. Taking a look at the silver market just very quickly. Will that area come down and find support? Is this that failed breakout that happens before the move to this support? I don't know. However, it is continuing its uptrend after breaking this sideways range, a breakout consolidating through time. Yeah, if it breaks down, 1740, and if it breaks higher, well, probably between 1780 and 18. But for me, there's a couple ratios that are very important to me. And the first one is the Bitcoin to silver ratio. And we know that the price of Bitcoin is somewhere around 2,700. And the price of silver is about 1760. So now it's about 150 to 1. And I remember, wow, when it's breaking past 100, this thing is most likely going to keep going higher, even in a silver bull market, as the prices of Bitcoins go through enormous gains. And then when you consider other ones like Etherum and even extra bytes, well, let's go through that one, because at this time, each extra byte is worth 3.2 cents for each one. So then, if we got 1757, divide that by 3.2, that means a ratio of about 550 to 1. I remember this breaking below 1,000, and when this gets into double digits, 80, 60, 50, it's a good time to take a good amount of extra bytes, turn them into Bitcoin, turn them into physical silver. Well, that's my strategy for me anyway. And this will conclude today's video. So thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.